Have you hit the cat stage of quarantine?
The what?
You're acting like a cat. No. Well, that's not what a cat would do. A cat would just push it off.
While doing this. Like a dick. Hey, what's good guys? My name's Chris. Welcome back to the official WearTesters.com YouTube channel. Today we got a detailed look and review on these guys right here. Bad boys, most likely, because this was my favorite shoe last year, only they were a little higher. Actually,
they're your favorite shoe this year too.
I was gonna say, they're actually my favorite shoe this year. Those ones also a little higher and they have zippers, just saying. But these guys right here, they're the Air Jordan 34 Low. They're very similar to the original Air Jordan 34, unlike the SE version, which was kind of a complete departure other than the tooling itself. And while I do like the way that these look, I do, from a design perspective, it's just the colorway that I don't like. So, but yeah, this colorway is not my favorite. Some people have been speculating maybe this is like a Luka vibe or whatever. It kind of matches some of the jerseys that they got going on, because they got some weird looking jerseys now over in Dallas. They got with the neon and stuff. That's not the Dallas Mavericks that I know, although that's almost like a play on some of their original stuff that did have a little bit of green. It just wasn't this bright green like the old Steve Nash days. However, it's not the Luka colorway. In fact, it's the EYBL colorway. Which was interesting. I was surprised to find that out because they don't say that online. It just says Air Jordan 34 Low. It doesn't even say that anywhere on the shoe either. Not that I found anyways. All it says right on the box label, Air Jordan 34 Low, EYBL.
You're a regular Sherlock Holmes.
I know. So yeah, that's what these are. Again, not really a fan of this colorway, but it is what it is. Mostly, no, it's just the whole thing. I just don't like the whole thing.
You're allowed to not like a colorway.
Are you sure? I'm not allowed to be a hater?
I am giving you the go-ahead.
I don't think you speak for the internet.
I speak for me, and I say it's okay that you don't like this colorway.
You know, this reminds me of, I was telling you this earlier, but like when I see this little tiny section right here, it reminds me of the whole Bel Air line that they did a number of years ago. They did that with the Jordan 28 SE, the Jordan CP 3.7, there was the Bel Air Jordan 5, all that stuff. So that's what they kind of remind me of. But anyways, as for the shoe itself, it's essentially a low top version of these. I don't think that there's going to be a huge performance change, much like there wasn't with the SE. The main difference between the SE and these guys was obviously a little bit of construction differences, along with a closer, more snug fit and all that stuff. So a little bit better support in the SE in comparison to these directly, just because of the lightweight nature of the shoe, how it's built essentially on the heel. It was an external heel counter that they wrapped the rest of the upper around, and they put that on the TPU or P-Bax chassis that they call the Eclipse plate, and then they called it a day. This though, this is kind of like an amalgam of the two. Obviously there's still the same almost upper look to these guys. So you got that super light, what they described as like that excavation style of build. The difference though is that the heel is built just like the SE, where it's not a separate piece. It's all part of the rest of the upper. The heel counter or whatever is internal, not external, just like a typical shoe. And also this has an extra layer right here, which is that little toe cap that you were saying look just like the what?
The gosh dang it.
The GH1. I don't disagree, man. I like it, not even a little bit. So yeah.
This looks like I colored on the version you have.
Yeah, with like a Jordan logo and everything, being like, I don't like Anti, I like Jordans instead. That way your friends wouldn't make fun of you for wearing a Chinese brand shoe instead of a Jordan. That was complete sarcasm, even though it's based on fact. The materials on the regular 34s, like these guys right here, some of them look just like this with the screen mesh. Other ones had this really fine, I don't even know how to explain what this is. It's plastic, but it's like very, very, very thin.
It reminds me of the paper that I put under the cookies when I'm baking.
Parchment paper?
Yeah.
A little bit. It's way more clear than that. This stuff you can actually see through it. Parchment paper is a little more waxy. It's just really weird. They do still have the same underlay material, which is that performance woven. You can see where it kind of like starts and stuff. Dang, they kept these things. I just noticed that. Why'd you guys do that? They look better without those, I'm just saying. And then again, they added the toe cap. This is just a synthetic material. They come with the sticker that says this shoe contains synthetic leather, something that they don't do on any of the Jordan 1s because they all have some type of leather somewhere in there. So the shoe features nothing premium, everything synthetic, at least on this colorway. I don't know if that's gonna be the case for every colorway. I just know that for this colorway, everything is synthetic. One thing that I do like though is for some reason I like the tongue. I just think it looks really cool with these colors. And I also like the elephant print on the back. I wish that it was real real elephant print and not neon black light night over at like the mini golf course. That's what the whole shoe reminds me of. I wish that it was traditional elephant print, even though that wouldn't go with the rest of the shoe. What I'm really saying is I wish that this was a Chicago-based colorway.
When you get down to the heart of it.
Yes. Now the tech specs on the Air Jordan 34 Low are exactly the same as the rest of them. They come with herringbone, and herringbone is everywhere. It's in a radial pattern. This stuff, man, this is some of the best stuff that you can get right now on either of the versions, Low, regular, SE, if you can get the SEs. They should have put more of those out. I did use solid rubber and translucent rubber, both of which performed excellent, so I have no complaints with the outsole of the shoe so far. I have not played in this version. Obviously, we're in lockdown, so anybody having like performance reviews during this time is faking it. But once gyms are back open, we will go in there and then we will start testing all of the crap that we have that is currently backing up.
You're gonna need to take some Pepto.
For real, I'm gonna take some sneaker X-Lax. And moving on up, we got the standard setup that we've seen on all of the Air Jordan 34s. You got the Eclipse plate, you got a Phylon midsole, you got a Hex large volume zoom unit in the rear, as well as a very large volume zoom unit in the forefoot. Underfoot, they feel just like the regular ones. It's the zoomiest zoom of all zooms. This is so bouncy, it's unbelievable. I just love it. I absolutely love the way that the cushion on these guys feels. One thing to note though, is that some people like to complain about the Eclipse plate breaking because there's a seam right here where they weld the two pieces on because they're made in two separate pieces. Mine came broken. I only tried these on and I know I haven't gained that much weight in quarantine, okay? Okay. The Eclipse plate is broke right off the bat. You can actually feel it right here too, where it's split, and then you can see it in there. They did break on this pair right here. On my other ones, this one's the good one, but the left shoe broke, and they still work, and I still play in them. So I'm not worried about it too much. As long as it doesn't pop the air unit, then I'm fine. If it did pop the air unit, Nike does cover all of their stuff under like I think it's like a 1 to 2 year warranty. I can't remember. It used to be 2, it might be 1 now, I'm not sure. Now, as far as fit is concerned, these guys do fit true to size. However, unlike the other two, they do fit very snug. While I did go true to size, wide footers might want to go up half a size, which is a little bit interesting because that's a little bit different than... Yo, what's good, Jalik? Oh, you got these in too? Word? Same colorway and everything. Well, how do you like them? Well, actually, hold on. I'm filming right now, so why don't you just let everybody know?
Hello everyone, it's Jalik from WearTesters.com. Hope y'all are doing well. Nice to talk to you all again. In my hands, I have the Air Jordan 34 Low. I just got my pair in yesterday, actually. Fit runs true to size in my opinion. It is a snug true to size. However, that's exactly how I remember the regular 34s fitting. I say remember because I did end up returning my pair. I know, badly. It's not that I thought it was a bad sneaker or anything. There was just this one particular issue. I couldn't seem to shake on it. So I just had to move on to another shoe to continue testing and put out a performance review on. If you did have the regular 34 or at least tried it on, whatever size was most comfortable for you in those should be just as comfortable in the low top version. The only thing I would caution you to is the extra material on the toe cap that has the potential to affect how the shoe breaks in or stretches over time in that area. So I would just keep that in mind, especially if you're a wide footer. You possibly might not have the same amount of wiggle room over time. I'm actually curious to see how these weigh compared to the 34s, just because it seems like whatever excess material got taken off the top here, it basically got moved over to the toe. So I'm pretty intrigued or, interested in seeing how they weigh compared to one another. All that said, I'm gonna rock a Thanos snap real quick. Thank you all for watching. Leak out.
That's a great question about the whole weight of it all. Just in hand, I can't tell. Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. But the official weight of these guys, in my size at least, in a size 9, 14.07 for these guys. Same shoe, 13.44. So they are a little bit less in weight. It's probably the synthetics and stuff. By removing stuff here and moving it up to the forefoot and everything, they most likely used the cheapest materials that you can find. We'll still get the job done, I assume. It just would have been nice if they had been premium.
All right. So if you guys watched the 34 SE, one of the two videos, I had kind of said that should have been probably the original version, especially when the flagship model drops in what, October, November. That shoe just looked luxurious and wintry like, and then I felt like the actual flagship
Could have been the summer.
Yes, but these, you may not love the colorway. I may not love it, although I do like looking at it. It's kind of fun. I just don't want to wear it. This screams spring, summer.
It does. It's super soaker.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's got that vibe to it. Also, they're lows.
Yes.
It's got, you could say, more durable materials on the toe for toe drags for the concrete. Yeah, I do like the way that the regular ones look over these, although I think it might just be because of the colorway.
Yeah.
It also might be because of the toe cap. Granted, I do like the toe cap.
You are a fan of toe caps.
I am. I think it looks really clean on the shoe, but I agree wholeheartedly with you that it's a little too close to the Anta GH1.
It's exactly. I wish I knew where those were right now, but it just is.
They're right there. You can grab them.
But look at that, guys. Look at that.
Even with the plastic thing.
Man.
Yo. Did you guys want a video on these? They don't like Chinese shoes. Our views for the Chinese shoes, they're not popping.
But the people who appreciate them, like, super appreciate
it.
They
do appreciate it. We have a good, decent amount of people that do like things off of the Jordan Nike, maybe even Adidas, even though Adidas is just falling off as far as like interest goes. We can't help what people are into.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm into Nike and Jordan too, don't get me wrong, but I definitely like other brands and stuff. I like giving other brands a shot. I like giving them a try, especially if they're surprising. One thing though, the price was actually lowered.
I would hope so. They're low.
Well, you know, I don't know, because I actually thought that the price was going to fluctuate in one way or the next with the SE, and it didn't. They were the same exact price as these, and I was like, what? Because they had leather on them, so, and zippers and everything. I was like, how? What? Like, what? So, like, for this, I really didn't know. I would have been not surprised had they had just stayed the same price. I think they're $180 regularly, but these are $165.
Good.
Yeah. Well, not just good, but for what that zoom feeling, woohoo! For $165, man, go try that. But yeah, that pretty much takes care of it for the Air Jordan 34 Low. Let me know what you guys think about them down below in the comment section. Is it too close? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Does that bother you in any way? And do you prefer the regular, maybe the SE? Actually, would you guys rank them?
Oh yeah, go ahead and rank them.
I feel like the performance for each one is so damn similar that you don't need to rank them from a performance perspective, but from an aesthetic perspective, I'd be interested which one you like visually the most. Should I do mine?
Go for it.
I think I like the SE the most as far as looks go.
Okay.
But as far as wearability, I would go with the Low, just in a completely different colorway. And then I would go with these last. But yeah, that pretty much takes care of it. That's my ranking. I would go SE, Low, and the regulars. From a visual perspective, okay? Aesthetically speaking. Anything else?
Nope.
So we'll catch you guys on the next one. I hope you guys are all staying safe and sane. And with that being said, I hope that you guys have a good one.